All right, listen up, flockers. Time for the Flock of Idiots Flockcast.
I really don't like flock puns. I just don't think they're funny. It's just replacing the word fuck with the word flock. Because it's just like Pitch Perfect. It's that whole branding. Like, listen up, pitches. I just don't think it's great.
You know what? I like it. All right? So we're at an impasse.
I don't know.
This is part of the podcast.
Yeah, okay. This is just where it starts. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Flockcast, the official podcast of Flock of Idiots. My name is Adam _. I am the head of podcasting here at the Flockcast.
And I'm Josh the Squash. I'm head of video here at Flock of Idiots.
And this is probably the first normal episode of the Flockcast. So normally every week we're going to talk about the news of movies, or movie news, if you will, which is just the more normal way of saying that.
News.
No. And then we're going to do movie reviews towards the middle, I guess, of the podcast, whatever. Normally it's just going to be a new movie every week, but this week, because it's January, the month where movies go to die, we saw 2 movies, and we're going to talk about them, because there's just no one good movie for us to talk about. So,
2 original IPs, I might add, by the way.
This is true, yes. And 2 movies that I'm not going to think about later in my life, because they're just... Well, we'll see.
I'll think about them for 2 very different reasons.
It's true. That's a good point. So we're going to be talking about Proud Mary and Den of Thieves, 2 movies that you probably weren't going to watch. So we're going to talk all about them. But Josh, would you like some movie news?
I would love some movie news.
I have a plenty of movie
You have a plenty of movie news?
At the day of recording, which is Tuesday, the new Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer came out, Josh.
Oh my god.
And I made you sit down and watch it just now.
That's great. On this one specific Tuesday out of all the Tuesdays of the year.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Wasp was in this movie. Yeah. The Wasp was in this trailer, wasn't she?
She was in this trailer.
And so was Ant-Man.
I did not recognize her.
Yeah, that's because she got a new haircut.
I really thought she was a completely different person. I was like, that's not the same girl.
I fucking loved her haircut in the first Ant-Man movie. Like, I honestly thought, like, that's a Wasp haircut right there. That's what a Wasp should wear. So now she just has, like, a normal woman haircut with just long hair. It's boring. And do you like her costume, too? I forgot to mention.
So, her costume, I like, it just looks like the Ant-Man costume, but like black.
It's completely muted colors, and that's the thing.
No
it's
personality
black and
to
yellow.
it.
It's supposed to be black and yellow. So here's the thing, and I did not bring up a picture for you, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. On her chest looks like a face of a wasp, but people have been saying it looks just like a penis. It's just 2 big old wasp eyes over her boobs, and then like, I don't know, wasp teeth, and together it looks like a penis. And
with these images combined, we are a penis.
And people are saying like they muted the colors to like de-emphasize that there's a big old penis on it, because it's just easier to do that.
That's hilarious. It's like something in editing, so if you find the actual costume, when they put it on display, like eventually at Disneyland, it will just be like a big old penis, just like bright and yellow.
Anyway, so Lawrence Fishburne is in the movie. I didn't know that. But he is. Apparently he's playing Dr. Bill Foster, who in the comics was 2 different superheroes.
What?
He was Black Goliath and Giant Man. Well, a Giant Man.
He was one of the giant men.
Yes. I don't know who Black Goliath is. But
I don't know.
I don't know why his name isn't just Goliath.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
That's on you, Marvel. Yeah. All right? You're going to take a good long look at yourself. Come on.
Also in the movie is a villain named Ghost. You didn't see it in the trailer. Or him in the trailer. Oh no, her in the trailer. It looked like a crazy assassin-looking person with like a hood, like a future mask.
Oh, I did not see that.
Oh, it's actually really cool to look at. Like, it doesn't look like a superhero costume. It just looks like, I don't know, like a sci-fi costume. It's really cool.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I don't like the Wasp's dumb helmet either. I don't like anything about the Wasp.
I wish they showed more like... I wish they made the helmets like more like to show more face. Yeah. Like, I get it, like, realism as part of the movie, the helmet, like, gives them oxygen or whatever. But, like, if you've seen, like, Avengers Assemble, I think it was a TV show on, like, Disney XD. It was a cartoon. Sure. That's my favorite, like, Wasp costume, which I kind of love it. She has, like, these ear thingies, and she's got, like, kind of like a skirt, and she's got, like, she looks like a bumblebee. Yeah. It looks cool. She looks like an actual wasp.
The thing about the Wasp in the comics is that she doesn't need a suit to change size. Apparently that she's been exposed to the Pym particle so much that she can do it at will, and that she doesn't need a suit like Ant-Man.
That's actually really cool.
And I like it so much better because you get to see her face in her haircut. And she just doesn't wear a mask, and it's cool looking. I don't know. I like the Wasp. I talked to you a lot about like my biggest problem with like the way that Avengers and everything is going is that Ant-Man and the Wasp aren't Avengers yet. They're just there. Like, he showed up in Civil War for no fucking reason, even though he has a daughter to think about. But he did it.
At least they addressed that in the trailer. They're like...
So, there's a plot synopsis of the movie, and it's not... It doesn't give anything away. It's just that he has to deal with the consequences of his actions from Civil War. And they're going up something from the... Like, I think Hank Pym's past or something. It's really vague. But, like, I'm sure his entire family's fucking mad at him for, like, ditching just to go hang out with Captain America.
Probably.
Because, like, you just got out of prison. You're a dad and everything.
I imagine it was, like, the day of his daughter's school play when he got the call, and he just had to make the choice. Like, you see him looking at his car keys and then looking at the door, and he just, like, grabs one and leaves. Yeah. But, so, here's the big thing. Mm-hmm. So, end of Civil War, Captain America comes up and breaks all of them out of jail.
Yes.
How stupid do you have to be to immediately go back to your family after you've been broken out of super, like, mega max prison?
In the trailer, he's under house arrest, right? Like, it looks like he has, like, a leg thing.
Yeah.
Like a tracker thing.
I don't know how.
I don't know how in any of the situation that was set up before, how he becomes under house arrest. Because that means Captain America fucked up and somehow didn't completely, like, break him out of prison.
Yeah.
Or, like, he just didn't get broken out of prison. And the FBI was like, you know, you're safe enough to just be in the public.
Holy shit.
Even though you're, like, an actual superhero.
Just, like, left
There's no situation where that makes any sense.
It's terrible. But he is a superhero, though, so what the hell?
I don't know. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not excited. I mean, I want to watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it, but it just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The trailer to me seemed generic.
It's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Didn't hit me anywhere that Thor Ragnarok hit me.
No, nor Black Panther.
Yeah.
Black
Panther. Oh, such a good
very exciting.
I'm so hyped.
Anyway, so Josh, in the next news, do you know anything about Cloverfield?
No.
Lie and say yes.
Why, yes, Adam. I know everything about Cloverfield.
So the first Cloverfield was a monster movie, Godzilla style, where it's found footage, but it's a monster movie, which is a really neat idea, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
The second one was a horrific, like, psychological thriller almost, and it's just completely different from the first one. But now we have news for Cloverfield 3, Josh.
Family friendly?
It's family friendly.
Oh my god,
I can't wait. It's an animated child's film. Called The Cloverfield Kids or something. The Cloverfield
Called
Kids.
Tales from the Cloverfield.
I'd love that. So the thing about Cloverfield 3 is that we found out about it around last month, I think. And it was big news because everybody was like, hey guys, Cloverfield 3 is supposed to release in February.
What the
we have nothing for that.
Okay.
And everybody freaked out. Obviously they changed the day and, like, we don't know when it's coming out in theaters. But sources say that the trailer might come sooner than you think, Josh.
Ooh.
They might come this Sunday on Super Bowl Day.
Ooh.
It is Super Bowl Day, right?
I don't... Why do you ask me? We don't watch sports.
Yeah, apparently the trailer might also be presented by Netflix. So Netflix might have picked up Cloverfield 3.
That sounds really cool, actually.
So I'm going to read you the plot description for Cloverfield 3 because it has nothing to do with the other two. Cloverfield so far is just a series about, like...
Yeah, it's supposed to be anthology, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's doing it pretty cool. It's doing it pretty well. So, this is the plot summary. A crew aboard a space station finds itself alone after a scientific experiment causes the Earth to disappear. We can't find it, you guys!
Hey, guys, Jake, where'd you put the Earth?
We're orbiting it, dude. Just check out the window. Dude,
it was right there.
I'm looking out the window right now, man.
Dude, I swear to God, it was right there, dude. It was right there, dude. I swear to God.
When a space shuttle appears, the space station's crew must determine if it's carrying friends or foes. So, I assume it's just going to take place exclusively on a space shuttle. And they get lost in space because they can't find the planet because they're fucking morons. Dumbass astronauts who can't find the Earth.
We can find a relation to where we are in space based off of where we are to the Earth. Oh.
So apparently it's going to have Chris O'Dowd and David Oyelowo.
That's not a real name.
That is his real name.
That's not.
I made sure to put his pronunciation of his last name because I knew I was going to fuck it up.
Oyelowo?
You know who he is, right?
No idea.
He's the guy from Selma and Gringo. You know, the guy who played Martin Luther King in Selma.
Holy crap. What? Yeah, that's the same guy who's going to be in Gringo?
Yeah, that's
him. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? I mean, he's going to be in this... He was in something else, I forget, besides... Well, I don't know, besides Selma, but Cloverfield 3. So, Josh, you heard about Cloverfield 3.
I did hear about Cloverfield 3 very recently, actually.
This is where it gets interesting, Josh. What if I told you that there was news on Cloverfield 4?
Oh, my God.
What if I told you it was already done filming?
What the
I don't know who's working on this besides, I think, J.J. Abrams and, the Bad Robot team. But they're so far ahead of themselves, it's crazy.
I'm just thinking of the idea that, like, the reason why they had to change the day of Cloverfield 3 is because they just skipped over it. They filmed all of Cloverfield 4 and they're like, wait, god damn it, guys. We forgot the third movie.
Yeah, so Cloverfield 4 is apparently already done filming, and we have a plot synopsis already here for us.
Holy crap.
Would you like to hear it, Josh?
I would love to hear it.
It's not... So, the first one... found footage, New York City, I believe.
Yes.
And it was a fun monster film. Second one, I think I want to say the Midwest, where just in an underground bunker.
Yeah, I thought it was like Kansas or something.
Yeah, it might be. I think it was closer. I think it was in the Midwest. I forget. Third Cloverfield movie, in space. Fourth Cloverfield movie, World War II.
Alright, hold on. World War II?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, Cloverfield guys. I don't know the name of your creative head team or whatever, but so it's one thing, New York to Midwest. I get that you have like something attacking America, so you're following like different stories or whatever. Mm-hmm. Then just like, so what you're saying now is then just fuck that shit. We're going to space and we're losing the whole Earth.
Yes,
just misplacing it.
He misplaces the Earth. They all do.
Then we're gonna go back to Earth, back in time. To what the fuck is this?
It's fun.
It's
fucking fun. That's what it is.
So what you've described to me now are 4 plots from 4 separate episodes of Doctor Who.
Yes,
you realize,
and that is what this is.
That's all this is.
Let me read you the plot synopsis. For this 4th Cloverfield movie. On the eve of D-Day, American paratroopers are dropped behind enemy lines to carry out a mission crucial to the invasion's success. But as they approach their target, they begin to realize there is more going on in this Nazi-occupied village than a simple military operation. They find themselves fighting against supernatural forces, part of a Nazi experiment. Cloverfield 4. This is
just Doctor Who. Immediately. All this is. It's just Doctor Who, Star Trek all mixed together.
That's a good point.
I want to know how they're going to include the name Cloverfield and all these things.
So, I forgot to mention, Cloverfield 3 was originally going to be called God Particle, which is a fine title. And I guess like people who just didn't know it was a Cloverfield movie, they don't care, so it doesn't matter. But they might rename it Cloverfield Station.
Ooh.
Yeah, so the name of the space station is Cloverfield Station. I enjoy that.
At a certain point, they all culminate in someone like looking through books. It's like Cloverfield.
It's the word. Everywhere. It's the word that's haunted.
It's just Bad Wolf. It's just Doctor Who's Bad Wolf.
That's actually funny. Cloverfield 4. So now that you know the plot of it, what would you title it? Cloverfield Nazi? Cloverfield 2?
God no.
World War Cloverfield?
Hold on. World War Cloverfield. Fine name, but
thank you.
Cloverfield Nazi.
Cloverfield Nazi.
There's no.
I'd watch it.
None. Would you really?
No. The Cloverfield experiments, perhaps.
Oh, the Cloverfield files. Ooh,
World War Cloverfield sounds actually
World War Cloverfield, I dig it.
But I don't think that would be it. I think the Cloverfield experiments makes more sense.
I think the USS Cloverfield. Ooh.
The USS what?
The Cloverfield Airmen.
Sure, yeah. That kind of makes sense.
Cloverfield
Troopers.
Cloverfield Black Ops. No, I'm just kidding.
Cloverfield Ops.
Cloverfield Ops.
That's also not great. So watch out for Cloverfield. Who knows when anything is going to happen? They're absolutely insane.
I guess they're just stockpiling everything though. Expect it all to be released in a compilation movie, just like a 50 box set, just like.
I'd be fine with that.
All right, so.
Yes.
Segueing.
Go for it.
Segues are weird.
Segues are weird.
Breaking news from 3 minutes ago. The Hollywood Reporter states that the Black Panther premiere had a standing ovation.
I really hope it's good.
I can't wait.
And apparently it is good.
So, apparently, so.
That's the next good movie that's coming out. Right now, there's like nothing out. And we have to wait until Black Panther to get any kind of rush from any kind of good movie.
I can't wait for Black Panther to come out so I can watch it, absorb it, eventually buy the DVD, and then compare it to the live-action Lion King.
Yeah, it's going to be similar. It's going to be very close. The main villain's also named Scar in this movie.
That's named Scar. Main villain has scars. Africa.
Africa for one.
Africa for one.
All right.
No, but yeah. I mean, actually, you know what? Marvel Studios have already shown they're not super opposed to putting Disney references in their films.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, Ultron had no strings on him, apparently.
Oh, yeah, that's also Disney.
Yeah, obviously, because he wasn't a fucking puppet. I get it. You think I'm stupid?
He's not a puppet.
No, but... I mean, that might be nice, actually.
Yeah,
just the opening to Black Panther is just shot-for-shot remake of The Circle of Life.
I would cry. I'd love it.
It would be tears of joy. I would stand ovate at the beginning of the movie. I'd just stay standing. But yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next thing. So Oscar nominations came out when we recorded the last podcast, actually. So this is basically old news for everybody.
Yeah.
But we haven't talked about it yet, so I might as well at least briefly mention it. And I don't think we care about the Oscars that much because, like, the ones that win and shit aren't the ones that I like. So, like, I like superhero movies, and I don't really care if fucking 3 billboards west of Minnesota or whatever wins.
Is that the whole thing? I thought it was just 3 billboards.
It's 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
What the fuck?
That's the full title.
You can't even put that on like a document.
I could have seen that, and I just did not want to. Like, I was going to see a movie, and I was like, hey, this one's Oscar bait. And I'm like, fucking, I just can't.
I hate Oscar bait movies.
Yeah, so let me read you all these Oscar bait movies that are nominated for Best Picture.
Let's do it.
Call Me By Your Name, a movie I've not heard of.
I saw the trailer for it.
Have you?
Yeah.
What's it about?
I think it's about a guy who goes to Italy for summer vacation or something, and
I'd actually watch that.
Finds himself in a same-sex relationship. I don't know.
That actually does sound familiar now that I think about it.
Doesn't it?
Maybe I have seen the trailer for that, and I just didn't register that this was supposed to be a good movie. Anyway, Darkest Hour. I haven't seen that.
That's the Winston Churchill movie.
Yeah,
Gary Oldman.
I was supposed to, and I still might. Dunkirk, which is actually out in theaters right now.
Really?
I'll talk about that later. Get Out, also coming to theaters again. I'll talk about that once more. Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 billboards outside. Who gives a fuck? It might be a good movie. I don't care. Jeez. Anyway, so those are the ones. Out of those movies that I just listed, which one should win?
So, I think
I'll only be happy if Get Out wins.
Yeah, I haven't even actually seen Get Out, but Get Out is the only one of those that I want to see.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I still have yet to get the chance.
It scared me.
I wanted to, because here's the thing: I don't like watching movies just by myself just to watch movies.
That's fair, yeah.
I like having viewing experiences, so I'll watch them with friends so we can talk and joke. And so, not that I haven't had the opportunity to just watch Get Out, but I'm just not going to sit down and watch it by myself. That being said, I really want to see it. Yeah, it's a great movie. I love Jordan Peele.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
Dunkirk and Get Out are both coming back to theaters because they're nominations.
Ooh.
Right now, Dunkirk is in theaters, and you can go see it. I think right now, maybe.
Right now?
At the time, yeah, let's go. Oh my god. But if Get Out goes back in theaters, I'll see it with you.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
I'm down.
The only ones I've seen are Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, and The Shape of Water.
So
I've not seen anything else.
Seen The Shape of Water. Saw the trailer for Call Me By Your Name.
Good.
I think that's it. I did want to see the Darkest Hour just because I like Gary Oldman. But there's something about Oscar bait movies that it's like you see the trailer and the poster and it's like, okay, fine, I get it. I know it's gonna be a good movie.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, that's the exact way I felt about The Post when it came out. Like, oh, it's a real story starring Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep. I want to fucking die.
Yeah,
God.
It's like I know it's gonna be like really good, and I'm sure I'll like it. But like, I don't want to see it now.
Let me guess. Meryl Streep gives a shakingly realistic performance. I don't care.
Let me guess, their chemistry brings you almost to tears. Steven Spielberg's direction is sincerely foresighted and amazing.
So
2 thumbs up, says Rolling Stones.
This 5 stars across, I don't know, whatever they say. Like, critics are raving about the boss. Like, it's boring. I might exactly see it. You know what? Whatever. So I looked through all the categories. I'm not going to bore you with all the categories, Josh, because I know you don't care. I mean, look at you. You don't care.
They can't look at me.
Oh, okay. So out of all the categories, I only saw 2 things missing, and it actually made me quite sad. Okay. The Disaster Artist wasn't nominated for Best Picture, and the Disaster Artist, or James Franco, was not nominated for Best Actor.
Ooh.
Even though his performances shook me to my very core.
Did it?
And yeah.
I thought it was incredibly funny.
No, it was just funny. And I think it was perfect. But the reason James Franco probably didn't get nominated is because recently he had some sexual harassment allegations.
These are facts.
These are true. So that's very sad for him.
Yeah.
But it's probably not if they're true. If it's true, he definitely deserves it.
Poor Harry Osborn.
Who's Harry Osborn?
What?
That
was his, breakout role. Well, no, Freaks and Geeks was his breakout role, but, people came to know him after the Spider... Did you forget James Franco was in
Harry
the
Osborn
original
from
Spider-Man trilogy?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I forgot that's what that character's... Norman Osborn is the one I remember because that's Willem Dafoe. I forgot he played Willem Dafoe's son.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He was just a sad man then, and I guess he's a sad man now.
James Franco, why do you have to sexually harass people?
Oh, come on, buddy.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Anyway, besides him, the only other snub is Lego Batman movie was nominated for Best Animated Movie. Because the Best Animated Features are Boss Baby, Breadwinner, a movie I've never heard of, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. So, I guess...
Loving Vincent sounds familiar. Oh, Loving Vincent is the Van Gogh movie!
Yes, it is.
So, I haven't seen that one, but... I heard all the things about it, from Facebook and, the internet when it was, still in pre-production.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because they have, behind-the-scenes footage of, actual, people who've, trained their entire lives just to recreate Vincent Van Gogh paintings.
Yeah.
Animating every frame of it.
And they paint every frame.
And it's beautiful. And I can't wait for it to lose to Boss Baby.
It's going to lose to Boss... It's going to lose to Coco.
It's going to lose to Coco.
And that still makes me sad, because whenever there's a Disney movie for Best Animated Picture, it wins.
Yeah.
Even Brave won.
Brave not deserved to win. What did Brave go up against again? I can't remember.
Paranorman and Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, yeah. See...
Oh, well, Wreck-It Ralph was also Disney, so I just really don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, Wreck-It Ralph is a better movie objectively. I really hope it wins just purely on, the animation style.
Yeah.
That being said, Boss Baby and Ferdinand do not deserve to be on that list.
No.
It's Lego Batman.
No, especially not against my favorite movie of all time. That's right, No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, that's the Oscars for you. None of the good things win.
None of the good
things you like. They tell you what to like, and you probably don't like them.
Yeah, that's what happens when you let old men decide what movies are the best.
It's true.
Also, I never got why his name was Oscar.
I don't know. That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could look into that. I'm not going to. So Josh, do you know anything about Crocodile Dundee?
I saw a thumbnail for a trailer yesterday. Didn't click on it. So
have you seen the first 2 Crocodile Dundee movies?
I have not seen the first 2 Crocodile Dundee movies. I thought they were the Crocodile Hunter movies for the longest time. So I thought they're like spoofs of Steve Irwin Crocodile Hunter movies, aren't they?
I want to say yes, not 100% sure. Okay. I watched them when I was a kid. Don't remember what the first one was about. The second movie was a fish out of water movie where he's from Australia and he's really good at traversing the jungle, but then he has to go to New York City. Can you imagine, Josh?
So as you're saying this in my head, I'm thinking, you're saying fish out of water, and my first thing is they're going to take this crocodile hunter and plop him in the middle of New York City.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
He doesn't know what he's...
It's a thing we deal with every day, but he doesn't know, and that's funny to me. I fucking hate fish out of water, anything.
Oh, I love them.
Anyway, the news.
Yes.
So a little while ago, another Crocodile Dundee sequel was announced.
Called Dundee.
Yeah. No. Dundee, it's just a critic. No, it's not.
I thought it was called Dundee. What?
It was apparently leaked in a way that made the internet scared and surprised because Apparently, nobody knew this was filming at all, and apparently it was getting ready to be announced.
So you're telling me Crocodile Dundee broke the internet?
Yeah, it did.
Amazing.
Apparently, he had a website, a few social media accounts, and some official stills and poster featuring Danny McBride.
Ooh.
Yeah, as the lead actor. The movie was going to be called Crocodile Dundee, The Son of a Legend Returns Home, a long title. Oh, no, you're right. It is called Dundee, The Son of a Legend Turns Home. It's not Crocodile Dundee. So it was going to...
I thought it was actually The Son of a Legend Returns Home, long title. I thought you were going to keep going. Long title. We'll stop here. Sorry for the time. If you made it to the end, kudos to you.
Proud of you. But anyway, it was going to star Danny McBride as Crocodile Dundee's illegitimate son, born and raised in New York City.
His bastard.
Who has to go to Australia to go save him or something. Point is, it doesn't matter. Turns out it's not a real movie.
What?
It was all a ruse, Josh. I know you're very you really wanted to see this movie.
I was so invested in it.
Yeah, so invested in it.
Oh my god.
It's not real. Turns out it was all set up for a Super Bowl ad by Tourism Australia.
What the fuck?
It had a bunch of fun campaigns and made up stills and fake everything. It's not real. It was all a ruse. And now, apparently this was something that people wanted to see, which is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That kind of upsets me. I heard Chris Hemsworth was in it.
He might be in the trailer, in like the fake Super Bowl ad. And I think Hugh Jackman might be in the fake Super Bowl ad, too.
I thought about it for a second, and I was like, rebooting Crocodile Dundee with Chris Hemsworth, I might actually see that. And it might actually get me to watch the other two. It's not happening. Yeah. Crocodile Dundee, you're lost to me forever. You're dead to me, kid.
So I imagine that the Super Bowl ad is going to have a bunch of Australian actors and such.
I feel it.
Fake being in this movie. It's not real. So I'm sorry I dashed your hopes like that. So Josh, on next news, do you know anything about Mr. Rogers?
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah. I heard about this. Oh my god. So
do you actually know about Mr. Rogers? I don't know anything about him.
So you don't know about Mr. Rogers?
Never watched it when I was a kid. I think I might have like one episode.
So I'm a Mr. Rogers kid. I'm a PBS kid born and raised. So Mr. Rogers was my shit. So funny story about that. So I love Mr. Rogers. So I was very, as a kid, I was very close to my grandfather. And then my grandfather, for a number of years, had to go back to Belize, the country where my family is originally from, in Central America, before he got citizenship to be an American.
Right.
So for a long time, my grandfather was not in the States. And in, craving a relationship with my grandfather, Mr. Rogers became kind of my surrogate grandfather. Oh. He was a very nice, old man. And he was genuinely, he's genuinely, anyone you ask about him, there are stories about him. He's genuinely one of the kindest human beings anyone's ever met.
Yay.
And so he had Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood where he, his whole thing was, you're special just the way you are. And you're my friend, and everything's going to be all right. And I loved it. Funny story about that. He died around the time I was 5.
Really?
Here's how I found out he died. My mom was on her way home from work, called the house I picked up, and my mom goes, I'll never forget it. She goes, "Hey, so you know your boy Mr. Rogers died, right?"
Oh, it's only the man who I just felt like a grandson-grandfather relationship towards.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yep. I cried. I've never,
That's so sad.
I cried. It broke my little heart. So, no, because my mom does not know how to deal with, emotions like that. So, when I was 12, right around the time I got really into Michael Jackson is when he died. And the same thing happened. It was the exact same thing. She called the house phone I picked up. She's like, "Hey, so you know your boy Michael Jackson died, right?" And so now I think it's just a trope.
It is.
It's just gonna be how it works. But it was incredibly devastating, and I just found out that I believe Tom Hanks is playing Mr. Rogers in the Mr. Rogers movie.
Yes, in the Mr. Rogers movie called "You Are My Friend."
Oh my god! My heart.
It's gonna make you cry, Josh.
Oh, my heart just melted. Yeah. Flock of Idiots fans who are watching this video. Oh,
there are none. This is the second Flockcast.
Hey, we got a cool amount of views on our last one.
Yeah, it's shaky. If they're listening to it on SoundCloud, then there's nobody watching.
Hey, I have confidence in us.
Oh, thank you.
Just like Mr. Rogers did.
Yeah, who is my friend or something.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. He's my neighbor.
Yeah.
Won't you be my neighbor?
That's fun.
I love it.
So I'm excited for that, I guess. I don't know.
So, real quick, so whenever I go to work, I have to change out of my work shoes.
Sure.
So I change out of my Vans and my work shoes, and I change back on my work shoes and my Vans every day before work. And every day it makes you think.
To Mr. Rogers
it does, because it makes you think of Mr. Rogers. If any of you ever seen Mr. Rogers, in the intro, he walks in with a suit, he takes off his suit coat, puts on a sweater, and he changes out of his loafers into a pair of Chucks. Mr. Rogers he's rocking the Converse, rocking the Chucks.
Oh, that's cool.
He was a cool man.
Man.
Anyways, that's all.
Oh, that was the story?
Yeah, that's how I keep his memory alive, by changing shoes the way he does.
Sure.
I do it the same way. He does this little thing where he like flips the shoe in his hand. It's cool.
Oh, okay. I see
Mr. Rogers.
Anyway.
R.I.P.
That concludes our segment of Mr. Rogers news.
Does it have to?
We'll be back next week with more Mr. Rogers news. In the next news. So, Sony's making a Venom movie.
I know.
And apparently it wrapped filming.
Ooh, did you hear apparently Tom Holland has made a cameo?
Yeah, apparently he went in for, I think, maybe 2 days of shooting.
Really?
Towards the end of it. He's going to make some weird cameo. We'll see if this is in the MCU. My answer is I hope it's not, because I fucking hate Sony and everything they do. God, they're garbage. Yeah, go for it.
Well, I think they just finally realized that like you can't have a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Or can they?
They can't. It's like what? Oh, it's dumb. You're gonna have who are they gonna fight?
I guess it's just Venom. Maybe it's like Eddie Brock fighting the Venom symbiote, but like he also becomes it, and that would be cool. Like the monster, you're fighting the monster, but then you become the monster. I think that'd be interesting.
That's fine.
But maybe he fights. I think he might fight Carnage in it. I don't know.
I'm hoping they do Agent Venom. If they do Agent Venom, then they can probably do some movies around that.
I don't think it's going to be Agent... It might be a setup to Agent Venom, but I think it's just going to be a normal... Because they said it was going to be a sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We'll see.
I mean, it's a weird way to describe a Spider-Man film.
Yeah. Venom to me just seems so out of place in Spider-Man, like, as a Spider-Man villain, because he's just, like, the scariest thing. Like, he's an actual, like, horror monster.
Really?
And just, like, him fighting, like, the happy-go-lucky Spider-Man was weird to me. But it doesn't matter. So, for Tom Holland being in it at the end of filming, I wonder if they, like, just got the okay from Marvel, just saying, like, sure, you can use him. Like, he'll be part of our universe. And then he's like, Tom Holland, come here.
After just like, please, I don't want to see from anything ever again, Marvel, please.
What do you think Tom Holland's gonna do in the movie?
I think I don't even think he'll put on the Spider-Man costume.
No,
I think it. I was thinking that possibly it could be like, oh god, that's so weird because here's how it works in the comics, right?
Sure.
Spider-Man has to have the symbiote on him. He has to become Black Spider-Man, get the black costume, before Venom can become Venom, because the reason why Venom has all of Spider-Man's powers is because the symbiote remembers being Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like... it's so... I don't know what he's going to do then, because it's like... You can't have Venom without Spider-Man.
Sure they can. They'll just change the rules. Now it's just an alien thing that's just weirdly resembles Spider-Man.
No, it's just spider-related.
In logo and appearance. Who knows? I think maybe at the end of the movie we're going to see Tom Holland just like... Do you hear what happened in the Venom movie on the news? And you see Tom Holland looking at the news just like, oh my god. Looks like I'll have to face it. And like maybe, I don't know. Who knows what it's going to be.
So it could be possible. I'm just thinking right now in my head is it's possible that somehow the symbiote in some way helps to create the spider that gives Tom Holland his powers. So maybe it's prequel.
Ooh.
And so in a sense you still cannot have Venom without Spider-Man or vice versa.
So maybe the Venom symbiote's being made in a lab, because it was made in the Ultimate Universe. So maybe it's being made in a lab with the same kind of stuff with Tom Holland stuff. Ooh. And you just see a cameo of Tom Holland entering the lab, and you're like, oh, inciting incident, and now this movie or whatever. I don't know. It probably won't be good. I'm just going to say that. It's not going to be nearly as good as whatever we hope it's going to be.
I think the most... So I just thought of this, and now what I'm hoping the cameo is you'll just see Venom, like, swing across the screen, and the camera will pan, and it'll just, like, pan past Tom Holland crying over his Uncle Ben. It'll just be like, oh no, Uncle Ben! Uncle Ben, no! And that'll be it.
Never mentioned. It's just there.
Never mentioned.
That'd be fun. Oh, man. So next bit of news, also comic booky. And we've talked about this, but Captain Marvel got some pictures taken on their set.
Yep.
It was an official, like, post from Marvel. It was just paparazzi taking pictures. And she's wearing a black and green costume.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's not Captain Marvel's costume.
It's not. It resembles more closely like the original Captain Marvel, who was a guy.
Yeah.
Marvel, who's being played by Jude Law in the film, who's going to be the villain.
Jude Law.
Her costume is red and yellow and blue. It's resembles like American colors, and you know.
Yeah.
So it's and I saw a lot of promotional photos. Like they have this one picture of Captain Marvel where she's got like her arm up like this and she posed like this. And you guys can't see it, but she's posed like this, Adam.
Okay.
And so
I can see it.
I saw a lot of people, a lot of pictures with Brie Larson posed in the same way, just an artist rendition, and it looks so cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I really like Captain Marvel's costume, and I don't want him to change it. I don't like change. I'm stuck in my ways.
I don't think this is going to be the costume she her real costume, because like a lot of superheroes have like a costume they put on before their real costume. Captain America did it. Iron Man did it. Spider-Man did it. So I figured this is just going to be...
Captain America doesn't count. He goes to a costume every movie.
Yeah. Maybe Marvel, since like Marvel is the villain, who is Jude Law. Marvel is just a horrible name that I don't want to say anymore. Maybe Jude Law has the costume.
Just call him Marv.
Yeah,
maybe Marv.
Maybe Marvy. Maybe Marvy has the costume, like he has the actual Captain Marvel costume, and Captain Marvel has to kill him to get the costume, and that's the plot of the movie.
He doesn't even wear the costume. He's like, "This is your costume. You have to earn it.
This is men's size," and you're just fit it. You'll squeeze into it or something. Anyway, so apparently the movie takes place in the 90s, which I didn't know before reading about it this week. I'm sure we knew about that before, but. Takes place in the 90s, so when she takes her appearance, or she makes her appearance in Avengers 4, she's going to know what she's doing. She's going to be a superhero for a bit. Which is weird, because that means it's also going to be 20 years later. She's
just going to come... Well,
more than 20 years later, probably.
I don't think she'll age. I think however they do it, they'll put her through like a wormhole or something. Whatever, they'll be like, she didn't age for whatever reason.
Yeah. Captain Marvels don't age, don't you know this?
So then guess what we're going to have in Avengers 4? Another fish out of water movie!
Whoa!
What? Oh, what? Technology? What are these supercomputers you guys keep in your pockets?
In Infinity War, Chris Pratt's going to be like, he's going to come to Earth like, what? You're telling me the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are still around?
Oh my god!
You're telling me Transformers still around? Man, I love it here.
Oh, him and Brie Larson are going to bond over the fact that they don't know what's going on in present day society.
That'll be nice. Well, she's not going to be in Infinity War. I don't think she is. She might make a weird surprise appearance in Infinity War, but she's going to probably make her first appearance with the Avengers in Avengers 4.
I mean, even still, the actor is still contracted to Avengers 4, so I mean, they'll be in it.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah.
It will just be passing torch style. And to you, Captain Marvel, I pass the torch of not getting any modern references. So just like, thank you.
Same with the other Captain. Captain America doesn't get any... Well, he didn't get any references. In the
Holy shit, she'll just be the new Captain.
It's just a Captain thing.
I tip my hat to you, Captain. She'll be like, I tip my hat to you, Captain. That would be cute.
That's fun.
I just imagine you're like flying in, just a la Superman from Justice League. Is this guy still giving you trouble? Boom, 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 boom.
Anyway, so last bit of movie news. Avengers, excuse me. Indiana Jones 5 is going to be Steven Spielberg's next film.
Ooh.
And after that, he's going to make West Side Story.
Really?
I don't know why, but yeah, I guess we're going to get a West Side Story movie directed by Steven Spielberg.
That's such a weird choice. Steven Spielberg to direct a musical?
Yes. What movie? He hasn't made any musicals.
No, he hasn't before. I mean...
Is Ready Player One a musical?
No, it's not.
Damn it!
Son of a bitch!
You're telling me the book that it was based on wasn't a musical?
No. You're telling me the book didn't actually have pages dedicated to just songs?
I do not believe you for a second.
Music?
Oh, man. So, after Ready Player One, well, I guess he finished that. The next thing he's working on is Indiana Jones 5. I don't know if they're going to recast new Indiana Jones. I hope they do.
I don't think so.
I actually just don't want them to make this movie. I don't care. And I don't think Indiana Jones is something that, like, translate well to this era. Because I think whenever it was made in the 80s, 90s, it was fun and cool.
Yeah.
But I just don't think we would care that much as an audience.
I would care. I'd watch an Indiana Jones movie. I like Indiana Jones. I think they should definitely. I think so there was a rumor going around like a few years ago that they were going to completely reboot Indiana Jones and they were going to actually recast Harrison Ford with Bradley Cooper.
Oh, I thought it was Chris Pratt.
This was before Chris Pratt became really like famous.
Sure.
But they were like, oh, this is Bradley Cooper was really on the rise, so like we're going to recast with Bradley Cooper. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh, that would be so cool. I would love to watch an Indiana Jones that I won't be afraid is going to break every time he gets shot out in a fridge. So it's not like, it's just, because like Harrison Ford, bud, you know when it's your time, man. Yeah. Like you just got to accept it. So it's Harrison Ford is just getting just increasingly like, because when he did Indiana Jones 1, he was already kind of lazy. Yeah. That whole scene where he shoots the guy is something he was just like, yeah, I don't want to fight anymore.
Yeah, you improv that, and that was funny.
Yeah, well, no, because he didn't just improv it. He legit went up to Steven Spielberg. He was like, hey, so can we not film this huge fight scene? Can I just like shoot him because I'm tired?
And since then, I guess they're just like, you're lucky, that's funny.
Yeah, and so imagine how many more scenes we're going to get when he's just like, I can't do it.
I can't fight anybody
physically
anymore.
Can't do it.
It'll break my hand if I punch anybody.
Oh,
it'll just
God.
shatter.
My heart can't take it. Oh, God. But I mean, if it's fun, because Indiana Jones movies are nothing to be so uptight about. They're just supposed to be fun adventure movies, and I'm down to watch them.
Yes. So yeah, that concludes our news portion of the entire podcast. Let's just do some movie reviews. Would you like to talk about Den of Thieves first, or Proud Mary first?
Let's talk
about Proud... what do you want?
I mean, we can do Proud Mary. I was going to say Proud Mary.
Okay, good, yeah.
I really like Proud Mary. I thought it was a really, like, fun film. Me being its target demographic notwithstanding.
Well, before we get into that, I don't think a lot of people even know what Proud Mary is, or will see it. What's the plot, Josh?
So, Proud Mary is a movie that stars Taraji P. Henson. If you don't know her, she plays the lead Cookie Lion on Empire, on Fox. And
her name is Cookie Lion?
In Empire TV show, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The imagery. Anyway, continue.
Just a lion with chocolate chips.
Anyway, continue.
No, but yeah. So Proud Mary stars her as an assassin.
An assassin for a gang.
Yeah, she's a hit woman for a gang / drug cartel / whatever.
And the head of the gang is Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. Danny Glover. So the head of the gang, is headed by Danny Glover. And it's a fun romp where she has to struggle between her life as a hit woman and also her life as a surrogate mother to a boy she decided to raise. Mm-hmm. She was like, "Oh, you're cute. I'm gonna take you home with me."
Yeah. So she as a hit woman, she murders a dude, and that dude turns out to have a son. And because she murdered that dude, that son is now a homeless child.
That son is now her responsibility.
And yeah, basically that's it.
That's the law. Once you kill a parent, you then become the parent.
Yeah, it's like a curse.
It's like a curse.
So yeah, it's just mostly her and the child Danny.
Yeah. Bonding
while trying not to die.
Yeah, and I liked it. When I saw the promotional material, I wondered, because don't get me wrong, Taraji P. Henson is a great actress. I love her. But I was confused as to why they would pick her for a role of an assassin, just because Taraji P. Henson she's not like the right age you would think an assassin would be.
Sure.
But then I realized why they picked her. It's because Taraji P. Henson is really good at playing mother roles.
She's very good at it.
Yeah. So the best part of the movie is the relationship she has with the child. Their chemistry is palpable.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say. This would have been just like a normal... I mean, for some level, it was just like a normal popcorn action movie for me. But the reason it's like better than the normal, like Den of Thieves, for example, it's because that the acting between the main character and the child Danny, it was really good and really sincere, and I liked it a lot. Like they had they riffed off each other, and they had like mother and son moments, and it was like really good acting, completely believable.
They did. I liked it.
And they made the movie.
A really nice scene that I actually liked that. I don't know if you liked it. It's not really memorable, but the reason why I like it is there's this scene where she's buying him new clothes, and so they're in this really like nice uptown shop looking for clothes, and he's complaining the entire time. He's like, I don't want this, it's stupid and all this stuff, and it's just like a real mother-son relationship where she's like, if you don't shut up right now, I'm going to drag you out of here and beat. It's like, I love it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Anyway, do you actually have anything else to say about Proud Mary? Because I'd rather talk about Den of Thieves.
You'd rather talk about Den of Thieves?
Because it's funnier. Because it's garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend Proud Mary. Falls a little flat in the third act, but
that's true.
The ending leaves much to be desired. But I think and not that the ending, not that it like doesn't tie up loose ends. It just kind of ends.
The ending was really weak. I mean, there's a good fight scene, but then she goes up against the main bad man, and then it's just over. Like he doesn't do anything. He's not even that evil. And that's the thing.
It's kind of like an old like 1980s film where they would just end. It'd be climax and resolution in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it ends kind of like that, where it's not that it doesn't tie up loose ends, it just kind of like ends.
Yeah, it really does just kind of simmer out. That's the sad part. Anyway,
still recommend though.
Yeah,
pretty good movie.
If you can see, we should have thought of a rating system. Watch it if it's in front of you. That's my rating for Good Mary.
My rating system is...
Did I say Good Mary and then Proud Mary?
Proud Mary. My rating for Proud Mary is if someone's like, hey, want to see Proud Mary, and you have time, be like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. If you're forced to watch it, you won't hate yourself afterwards.
You won't hate it afterwards.
Speaking about hating yourself afterwards, Den of Thieves.
I don't get why you're so... knocking Den of Thieves. I thought it was a really great student film.
What do you...
Chris Golson made a really good thesis film.
Josh.
What?
What do you mean thesis film?
Isn't he like graduating from like USC or something?
Josh, this was a real movie. This was a full budget, normal movie that came out in theaters.
Oh.
With adults.
Oh, God.
There were no students involved.
Oh, no. That changes everything. Oh, my God. Chris, you let me down, bud.
Oh, jeez.
I vouched you and you let me down, man. No.
So, let's just... Nobody knows the plot of Den of Thieves. Because there isn't one. So I'll take the lead on this one.
Go for it.
So, some thieves want to rob the Federal Reserve, which is the only bank, I guess, that's never been robbed. And Gerard Butler has a team in major crimes. He's a cop. And his team, as the cop team... are a bunch of bad dudes who used to be criminals, I assume.
I think they're just bad people in
general.
They're
just kind of assholes.
I don't think they're criminals. They're just kind of shitty people.
Yeah, who don't really play by the rules. And it's that team, Gerard Butler's team, against... Who's the main guy from the...
So we've got...
Not the main guy, but like the main actor. I always forget his name. It's O'Shea Jackson.
O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah.
O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube's son from Straight Outta Compton. Really good. Also, so that's the team that's going on there.
And then Gerard Butler's team, who are the cops.
Yeah.
So it's cops and robbers, Josh.
It is. It's cops and robbers. It's not a very fun game of cops and robbers.
So Josh, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes, sir.
Where is the Den of Thieves? In your personal opinion, what would you think in this movie is the specific Den of Thieves?
I think the Den of Thieves is within all of us. It's the potential for great evil and great good.
The thing about this movie is it's called Den of Thieves. There is nowhere in this movie called the Den of Thieves. It's not like the gang is called the Den of Thieves. It's not like they operate in the Den of Thieves. They're not robbing the Den of Thieves. The Gerard Butler's daughter doesn't go to Den of Thieves Elementary.
Oh.
It's just nowhere in the movie.
This movie is like 2 hours and a half.
It is, yeah, it is 2.5 hours.
No point to even say the words Den of Thieves. They don't even call themselves thieves.
I guess they are thieves. I mean, that's a weird way of saying it. And you could have said they're bank robbers.
I guess their hideout is like a den of sorts.
They never had their setting where they all meet up. It's not like they put any emphasis on it. So I guess that wasn't the Den of Thieves of
thought,
legend.
I thought like the bar was the Den of Thieves, and then I thought so. There's a scene right where 50 Cent is in the movie. Also, there's a scene where 50 Cent's daughter is in. 50 Cent is one of the thieves. She's getting taken to prom, and so 50 Cent is like, "Let me talk to your boyfriend real quick," and give him the old runaround. He pulls him into his garage where all the thieves are, and I was really expecting something like some kind of initiation, and then him going, "Welcome to the Den of Thieves.
This is the Den of Thieves.
This is the Den of Thieves.
50 Cent's garage.
Just my garage. It's my man cave.
So
I have Pac-Man in the corner."
So this was primarily a heist movie, but it wasn't fun at all.
It wasn't.
And like the heist part wasn't really stressful. It was very boring. It was O'Shea Jackson sitting in a crate, waiting to get out of the crate and steal some money, and then he does that, and that's the end of the heist.
Yeah.
For the most part, I think that's the general gist of it.
Yeah, so it's also going to this movie, I really thought it was gonna be more of like kind of like a game of chess, kind of where it was like, you know, we were talking about this earlier. It was like, you know, who's the real bad guy, you know, in the sense, and it was gonna be more even like playing field. Like it's like, okay, I have this, but hey, now I have this, and they almost kind of do that. Like they almost try to, but like as soon as like it starts real action, you realize the thieves stand no chance.
Yeah, they don't
stand a chance in the slightest.
They kind of set up that the leader of the thieves, the character's name is Merriman, a dumbass name, but
they not O'Shea Jackson's character.
Yeah, it's not O'Shea Jackson's character. O'Shea Jackson is the driver in the movie.
His name is Donnie.
But they set up that the leader of the thieves is like a really smart guy who knows a lot of shit and is very good at what he does. So when he's doing all the planning and stuff, you got a sense like, ooh, maybe there's more to him than what meets the eye, and Gerard Butler might not win this one. Gerard Butler very much wins this one. I hate to spoil Den of Thieves for you, but just don't watch it. It's the thing. There is no real good main character in this movie. There's no one you're really rooting for. O'Shea Jackson's kind of there.
Yeah.
But they don't set him up as a main character. They just set him up as like, oh, this guy doesn't deserve this.
Yeah, they set him up as a bait and switch where it's revealed after the fact that he was the real mastermind behind everything.
Yeah, but for most of the movie, he's just kind of like the driver who just got himself way too over his head. Gerard Butler, towards the beginning of the movie, kidnaps him, and now he's kind of the mole in the Thieves team. But like, and you feel bad for him, but it's not like, oh, I'm rooting for him, I hope he wins.
Yeah.
Because he's not really on a team, he's just a nobody. And Gerard Butler is kind of made out to be the hero in some sense, but he's also the biggest asshole I've ever seen.
He's a huge asshole.
He's like a big old wide, giant, gaping asshole.
So we're just spoiling all Den of Thieves right now.
I will do that, yes.
We're just saving you time, trust us. They have an entire B plot where Gerard Butler is going through a divorce.
Yes.
And it's dropped like halfway through the movie. So also Gerard Butler's stupid. So in the first like 20 minutes already, O'Shea Jackson's character gets kidnapped by Gerard Butler and becomes their mole. When he wakes up, he's in a hotel room where like all the cops are and they have like women around. I guess in that night, Gerard Butler got the numbers to one of the strippers and decided to text her, hey babe, that was so hot what you did last night. He accidentally sends the text to his wife. The dumbest rookie mistake, kid. Rookie mistake.
Don't know how he could have possibly done that.
I don't know.
So his wife knows that he's cheating on her.
Yeah.
So she leaves with the kids.
At 6 in the morning.
At 6 in the morning.
At 6 a.m. she woke her small children out of bed.
Yeah.
Made them get dressed. And made a spectacle. It was like, hey, so we're leaving your father.
So that side plot goes on for a long time. It takes up a good chunk of the 2.5 hours. It's not that long, but it's like too long that it should be. It's just, and you don't root for him because Gerard Butler's also an asshole. He's not a good person. And like he wins in the end, but you don't care because you hate him.
It's just there are a bunch of things that just aren't needed in the film. So the entire side plot, cut it. Also, I really don't like this. When she's pulling the kids like out of the house, he legit, like, for both his daughters, he goes in for a hug. Like, potentially it's like, oh, daddy will be home soon, but they're being left. They're leaving him. So he goes for a hug, and each time he tries to hug one of his daughters, the mom pulls them just out of his grasp. Like, as he's going in for the hug.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on.
He's
like,
for a goodbye hug.
Yeah,
like,
you can't let the man hug his daughters. Like,
God, I don't know. The only fun parts about this movie was Gerard Butler was trying to intimidate Osha Jackson right when he meets him. And Osha Jackson works at a bar, so he's a bartender. And Gerard Butler just acts like he's at the bar. And Gerard Butler is just like, yeah, you must get a lot of women at this bar. And Osha Jackson's just like, yeah, I do all right. And Gerard Butler's like, I'd fuck you. And I'm just like, oh my god, dude.
It's amazing.
I'd fuck you.
They allude to that another time. So it's like at one point Osha Jackson is like being interrogated. They're like, dude, you're one more mistake away from getting fucked in the butt for the rest of your life. And it's like, does he mean prison? Like, is what?
No, you
What's
said
a terrible way to describe prison.
I think you said you're one step away from getting butt sex every time you try to take a shower. And he's not. I mean, that's
like, you're
prison,
not wrong.
But why'd you have to say butt sex?
Yeah,
it's
like
weird.
you could. There are better ways.
Yeah.
There are better ways.
The also only fun part for me in this movie was trying to figure out what the fuck the Den of Thieves was. So they're going through their plan of how they're going to rob the Federal Reserve, and they're like, okay, first we're going to go through the oh god, I can't say it. First we're going to go through the lobby, and I just turned to Josh. I'm like, the lobby, also known as Den of Thieves. But then we're going to go to the money counting room. Oh, the Den of Thieves. There it is. Then we're going to go through the parking lot. The Den of Thieves.
One point, Gerard Butler. So they hold up. So part of their plan is to distract them from Fort Knox by hitting up just a regular bank and holding hostages. And so at one point they realize that they've left. Mm-hmm. So Gerard Butler runs in with a handgun and a crowbar, and I turn to Adam and I'm like, as the brave cop makes his way with a single handgun and lone crowbar, he enters the Den of Thieves. The Den of Thieves! There's also this really funny part where Merriman is talking to Osha Jackson's character, Donnie, and he's like, are you a cop? And Donnie just looks and he's like, what? No, are you a cop? I'm not a cop. Are you a cop?
He actually does like spit up a little bit because he's so nervous. Because he's like a mole and he doesn't want anybody to figure out. So he's just like, no, are you a cop?
He just throws up a bit in his mouth. He's like, oh god. Oh, the movie is not a good movie.
Yeah.
God, we had the choice to see either this or The Commuter. And I really wanted to see this just because of Osha Jackson and what I explained earlier. They had really nice posters that showed, there were 2 sets of posters that showed each group in like the opposite light of each other. Mm-hmm. Just bringing more to the fact that like, you don't actually know who are the good guys and who are the bad guys in this. Which is why I wanted to see the movie. And then Osha Jackson, I like him as an actor, so I want to see this movie. Or we could have seen The Commuter. I personally don't really care for Liam Neeson films. I think he works good as a supporting character, but like not as like a lead.
Sure.
And then the only other reason like Adam wanted to see that movie is because he thought Kristen Wiig was in it.
Yeah.
Turns out she wasn't.
She wasn't. I thought Kristen Wiig was the evil lady in Commuter, but it's not. That's not her. It's just a lady who looks like her.
Yeah. I guess it's the mom from Bates Motel.
Yep.
But
that's on me.
Yeah. So in the end, that was the deciding factor while we saw Den of Thieves. Herein lies the problem, though. We saw Den of Thieves at like 10 p.m. last night.
Yeah.
We didn't get out until after 12:30.
Yeah.
If we had seen The Commuter, at the very least, The Commuter was 45 minutes shorter than Den of Thieves. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
So many things you just don't need. Speaking to, you also need the scene where 50 Cent's daughter is going on, like, the prom. You just don't need any of it.
Yeah, you don't need anything. It wasn't even that funny of a scene.
It wasn't.
So I just found out. I looked it up. I looked up the plot of Den of Thieves. Apparently, Gerard Butler's team was called the Regulators.
That's never established in the film.
It's never once established that, like, we're the Regulators.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Maybe it was his tattoo. At one point he points to his tattoo and he's like, you know what this means?
Oh, it might have said Regulators on it.
It means I'm part of a clique.
Yes.
It's kind of like a gang, except it's for, like, teenage schoolgirls. Wait, no, that's not what I meant.
That's not it. Anyway. Yeah, go for it.
Going to this movie, I always confuse Gerard Butler with Russell Crowe. One of them I like, the other one I don't.
Yeah.
And this movie just instantly reminded me, it's like, oh, that's right. This is the one I don't like.
Yeah, Gerard Butler is the guy who has terrible choice in what movies he should be in. Like, really, really bad. Geostorm, Gods of Egypt. It's not a good choice. He doesn't make good choices.
What? He was in Geostorm?
He's the main character in Geostorm.
What? That wasn't Russell Crowe?
No, that's... See, it's this thing that you just said.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
God.
No, God, it's Gerard Butler.
No, he was. Oh, that's... Yeah, I remember Gods of Egypt not being a fun movie.
Yeah. anyway, because we don't have a rating system, what's your rating? I give it a don't touch this movie.
Yeah.
Or perhaps just don't even remember it. Don't think about it.
I give it if you don't have anything to watch and you're scrolling through TV and you see this movie pop up on the TV, change the channel. Just change the channel. It's not worth your time.
Leave your home.
It's so bad.
It's not great.
And like I said, I like Ocean Jackson, the actor, but he cannot hold this film up. Also, they don't use his character very well. Also, the end of it, he has a really bad British accent.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all I'll say about that.
Yeah, at the end, I don't know. It's whatever. Anyway, don't watch it.
It's not good. Don't waste your time.
So that ends our reviews. Let's wrap up this podcast with, Josh, what are you watching? And then I'll talk about what I have watched over this week and talk about some of those things. What? And make it quick. No, I'm kidding. You can do whatever.
You have 2 minutes. What am I watching? So right now I'm watching a really cool sitcom that I like called The Good Place. It's one of my favorite sitcoms on TV right now.
I do love The Good Place. I stopped watching it because I don't have Hulu anymore, but it's very good.
It is very good. They just started up they're past their mid-season break now. So they have, I think, 3 or 4 episodes that they've gone through.
Cool.
And it's really cool. The Good Place, I recommend it 10 out of 10. It's hilarity. So it's about this woman who dies and ends up going to heaven, or what they call the good place. Although it's revealed that she was not actually meant for heaven.
Oh, no, okay. I thought you were going to spoil it.
No.
Okay.
Adam.
Yeah, just go for it. I'm
so
sorry.
It's revealed that she was not actually meant to be in heaven, and actually she should have been sent to hell, which is the bad place. And so hilarity ensues as, she has her soulmate in the good place, and he has to help her actually try and become a better person so she can actually belong in the good place. And it's really fun. It's got a lot of the people from Parks and Rec, so if you like Parks and Rec, I think you'll love the good place. Some of the jokes are just amazing.
Yeah.
My favorite joke, and this is in the trailer if you watch it, she has a point where she's talking to the main architect of the good place, the one she meets after she dies to tell her she's dead, and she's like, so just like out of curiosity, which religion was right? And he goes, so, doing all the calculations, so each religion on Earth got pretty much like 5% right. And then there's David, and he turns and there's this framed picture of this kid on his wall, and he's like, David one night got high on shrooms with his college roommate and got like 98% right. Oh my god, and it's hilarious. It's my favorite joke in the whole series.
That's pretty great.
Good Place, Thursdays on NBC. Or wherever.
Just watch it on Hulu.
Just watch it on Hulu.
Don't watch it on NBC.
Hey.
I mean, you can. I don't care.
But yeah, so watch it. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah, good. That's a good one. What have I... Oh, I finished Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh.
The 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Finally.
Yeah, it's not great. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, the worst part about it, I think... Well, there are a lot of bad parts about it. The bad parts about it is that they ruined Jack Sparrow's character. Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann's son is the blandest shit fuck I've ever seen in any kind of movie, where he doesn't have any character trait at all. They didn't bother to give him a single personality trait in the entire movie, and I think I mean that. I don't even think I'm joking. I'm not sure.
I don't. He's not a good character.
The girl character turns out... I'm not going to spoil it. Should I spoil it? I don't want to spoil it.
Hey, don't watch Pirates of the Caribbean 5. We're going to spoil it.
If you don't want to spoil it, if you don't want me to spoil it, just skip ahead a little bit. I'm not going to talk about it long. The girl character whose name... What's her name?
Isn't it Helena?
No. Something... Oh, no. It's something Smith. Damn it. I should have researched this. Anyway, the point is, she turns out to be Barbossa's daughter.
Yeah.
Why not? It doesn't make sense time-wise. No, it kind of does. Whatever. And also Barbossa dies in the end.
Yes, which is the worst character to kill off.
I mean, he's the only one I actually look forward to seeing.
Here's the thing, though. He's already died. How many times are you going to continue killing off Barbossa and just bringing him back to life?
Several more.
Death has no meaning in this universe.
Yeah, but Barbossa, he's the only one who's like a real pirate to me. The only thing that's keeping him from being the realest of pirates is that his monkey isn't a parrot, which would have been much better because he has a peg leg and a parrot, but it's a monkey instead.
Oh, crap.
And he's the only one who talks like a real pirate, like, "Aye, me matey." Like, he does that.
So, if you've seen the original Pirates of the Caribbean, and really all of them, Jeffrey Rush has a blast.
He never
playing Barbossa,
stops being good at it.
and I love it. And, this movie... So, I won't talk about it too much because I've already ranted about it. If you want to hear my rant, check out our first episode. A shameless plug. But I hate this movie. So the big thing about this movie was that they're getting back Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann. Will Turner is in maybe 5 minutes of the movie. Elizabeth Swann, 30 seconds.
She doesn't even speak. She doesn't say
anything.
A word.
I think she sighs once, like a sigh of like relief or something. She's like. Or I think like she like snores like when she's sleeping. It's something like that, and that's all. That's all she has.
Anyway, the movie's not great. The worst part about it is that it sets up a sequel, so it looks like we're not done with it yet.
It's so bad that we will rant about it in every Flock of Eights podcast from now on. It's going to be a running gag.
Stop. Anyway, other than that, this was actually a little bit ago, but I never talked about it on the podcast. I saw Godzilla Planet of Monsters on Netflix, which is the 3D anime action. I guess it's supposed to be a series, but it was like an hour long, so it felt like a movie.
Not bad.
It actually might have been longer than that. It was whatever. I mean, it's got bureaucracy, but it's also got flying bicycles or flying motorcycles, and it's just a space army trying to kill Godzilla because he's such an asshole. The main character is a hot-headed mess who's kind of cool, but kind of not. There's a point in it where he's talking to his commander. This is actually funny. He's talking to his commander, and his commander has been through the shit because they're trying to kill Godzilla, but everybody keeps dying from other things, and they find out planet Earth's almost completely inhospitable, like you can't live there. So his commander is talking to him, and he's like, "We're going to retreat as soon as we can. We're going to collect resources and retreat because this planet doesn't produce any life source at all. We cannot live here, even if we killed Godzilla. There are monsters that are smaller versions of Godzilla roaming the forests, and we already lost 60 people, and this planet is stupid." And the main character turns to him and just says, "So you're just gonna give up on us?" Yes, dude! For all the reasons I just said. God.
Oh, it's amazing.
Anyway, I'm gonna spoil the ending for this one, too. If you just skip 5 seconds ahead. In the end, they kill Godzilla, but there is a second, much bigger Godzilla to be killed, and that's the sequel.
Oh, they killed Godzilla Jr., but guess what? Now you made his papa angry.
Made his papa angry. He's much bigger.
I'm gonna get my dad to beat you up.
Other than that, I've been watching Black Mirror. I've seen the first 4 episodes. What a mixed bag, dude.
Ooh.
There's some horror, but with font comedy mixed in.
Yeah.
There's some actual just really sad drama. And at the end, there's like a love story that I really like, and I think it was really cute. It's fun. I like it. It's a good show. That's all I'm gonna say about
watching Black Mirror. I have been watching, rewatching actually, Sword Art Online Abridged. It's a YouTube series. So we talked about the last podcast. I'm a nerd. I like anime. Sword Art Online is an anime on it's on Netflix. It's on Hulu. You guys can check it out. I like Sword Art Online. It's not a good show.
No.
It's got a lot of things. It's got a really cool concept. So it's about these. It's set a few years in the future in 2022, and in this world they've perfected technology for full-on virtual reality, kind of like the Matrix. In this world, a video game comes out called Sword Art Online. It's an MMORPG, kind of like World of Warcraft or something like that. And so, like 10,000 of these kids buy it. And they put on their helmets. They go into the full dive world, and they end up getting trapped there in the video game with the pretense that like you guys can't get out until you beat the game. There are 100 levels, and also if you die in the game, you die in the real world.
Sure.
So that's the basic setup of the first story arc of the series.
Okay.
It drops after 10 episodes. They get out of the spoiler alert. After 10 episodes, they get out of the video game. And it just goes all downhill from there.
Sure.
I still watch it. I don't know why, but it's a bad anime. Sword Art Online Abridged, however, fixed everything wrong with the story elements while being completely hilarious. I love it. The bits are great. I sent you a bunch of Snapchats of the bits.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's hilarious. That's a 10 out of 10 would recommend for me. But yeah, also I've been watching a lot of comedy on Netflix.
Like what?
Like
stand-up comedy?
Yeah, like stand-up comedy.
Oh, like who?
Ooh, speaking of stand-up comedy, did we hear about Monique?
Should we talk about it? Yeah,
let's
talk about it. I think it's funny. Go ahead and explain the situation.
So if any of you guys don't know who Monique is, she's a comedian. She played the mother on The Parkers, TV show that was a while ago. She had her own talk show for a while. Monique, I've only ever seen recently in her complaints about everything.
Sure.
So, Netflix just got a lot of, stand-up specials to come out. You know, they have, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, Chris Rock, Amy Schumer, they all have specials coming out. And Monique was also offered a special. Monique was offered $500,000 to do a comedy special for Netflix.
Right.
That was not enough money for her, apparently. Monique then called for a boycott on Netflix because Amy Schumer was offered $11 million for a stand-up special, and Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock offered $20 million for a stand-up special. Here's the cincher, though. In her calling for a boycott of Netflix, she openly calls Netflix not only sexist, but also racist, because they would only give her $500,000. $500,000 is not chump change.
Does she not realize that they're objectively more famous people? Like, far more famous. Like, Amy Schumer is a huge... I think she dipped a little bit, but she had a TV show, and she had a movie. Dave Chappelle is fucking Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle is the legend.
They probably had to give him that much money just to get out of hiding. Yeah, because he just decided to go undercover for a few years or so. But just take the money. It's a job.
Yeah, it's a job. And here's the thing. Adam and I are struggling comedians.
Yes.
Right? I want to be an actor. We want to do stand-up, all these things. Hence the podcast, hence the channel. Like, comment, subscribe.
Don't do that. Dislike this video. Yeah, I'm going to get way more dislikes than you, Josh. You'll see.
No, but yeah. And so it's hearing news like this, you were offered $500,000 to tell jokes to people. Shut up.
It's just that, if you don't like it, then try to renegotiate more. And if they won't budge on it and it's really not worth your time, don't do it.
Exactly.
They're not racist and sexist because of the reasons you just said they were.
It's not.
That's pretty funny.
So, one, in case you didn't know, Amy Schumer's a woman, and also Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are both black.
It's true, they are that.
That's not how racism or sexism works. It annoys me. But also, it's Monique, you're not where you're at, kid. I've never once seen a comedy special about Monique. You've never really made me laugh. I don't know. Who knows? If it's good, then it's cool.
Yeah, whatever.
But also, objectively, you have to realize that, maybe you can negotiate for more than $500,000, but you're not on Amy Schumer or Dave Chappelle's, level.
It's true.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That being said, Netflix... If she pulls out and you're looking for a spot, I'll take $250,000.
I'll take less than that.
Right out there.
I'll do it for $3. I'll do anything.
I'll do it for $2.
I'll give you $200.
I'll pay you $500,000. Wait, no, I take that back. I don't have that kind of money. But seriously,
what other comedians have you been watching on Netflix?
So it's just Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams. I still have to watch, but I love it so much.
Did Dave Chappelle have a new one that came out?
Dave Chappelle did have a new one that came out.
Watch it.
So Dave Chappelle's came out recently. So he had his big return, which was really great. Those are 2 specials, and then he has this new one that's coming out. And so Netflix is really getting into the comedy game.
Yeah, they've been pretty big on it. They've been spending a shit ton of money on just Dave Chappelle shows.
Yeah,
which is funny. Jerry Seinfeld just had a special that literally just came out today.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna watch it right now and live react for you guys.
The thing is, I don't actually think Jerry Seinfeld's honestly, Jerry Seinfeld's one of my role models, and comedian wise, and just his whole career, I really like him. And I like what he does. I don't think his stand-up comedy's funny.
He's the reason why people are like, what's the deal with airplane food?
That is exactly what his comedy is.
Okay.
God, I wish I had a good example. He was in Vegas, and he was like, the thing I don't get about casinos is that people come here to lose. When I go to the casinos, I lose once and I stop playing. But people keep playing after they lose? What's the deal with that? And people laughed. And I was like, come on, I really just don't get it. The thing is, I really respect him, and he's a big inspiration for me because he has the show Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, which I watch a lot. I think I just binged it. I'm not sure. I did. I don't know, I'm being coy about it. And he talks to other comedians, and he talks about what it's like being a comedian, what drives you as being as a comedian, and everything like that. So he's a huge inspiration for me. I just don't get his comedy. It's just not for me. Whatever.
I feel that.
Have you not seen the Bo Burnham special yet?
I have not. I haven't mean to watch it. I haven't.
Make Happy is beautiful.
It's
fantastic.
I recently watched a compilation of a bunch of Bo Burnham vines.
Oh yeah. He's a viner.
And they're hilarious.
Well, he started us on YouTube.
Did he really?
Yes.
So you're saying there's hope?
There is hope, yes.
Oh my god.
Did you not know Bo Burnham was a YouTube star?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he started with his comedy songs on YouTube.
Ooh.
And then he was a big YouTube star, and then he took off from there.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So I'll watch Bo Burnham.
Do it.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting to laugh. I love that. No.
Other than that, John Mulaney. Oh, did you watch the John Mulaney specials?
No, I watched John Mulaney.
I think they're funny. You might not like it though. I don't know. I think he's pretty cool. I don't know. There's probably more. I love stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy is great.
Yeah.
We should start doing stand-up comedy.
No. Maybe. You should. I won't.
You should too.
I'll watch. I'll watch.
I mean,
you're welcome.
We should at least come up with material for stand-up comedy, and then I can just take all of it.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Cool.
Sweet. All right. So is that a good place to end the podcast?
Probably.
Okay.
Any questions? You can't hear me. You can't talk back. What am I saying?
No. If you I don't know what movie we're gonna review next week. It could be Ferdinand because I kind of want to see that before it leaves there. It could also be Maze Runner.
Could be Maze Runner
because that just came out and that seems to be the hot ticket right now.
Possibility.
But if you actually want us to review a movie that's out in theaters, put it in the comments and we'll do it. That'll be the one. I don't care if it's just one person that I don't know. Fuck yeah. Unless it's something stupid and I don't want to, then I won't do it. But if you do it. And yeah, that'll be our movie. So next week we're going to be reviewing the movie. We'll talk more about movie news. And it'll just be the same dumb shit like this. Forever until we both die.
Don't forget to flock yourselves.
No, flock puns. No. Alright, bye everybody.
Alright, later dudes.
Yeah, bye.